Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan Daniels. This is Michael Sampson. We're at North Campus, Florida State College in Jacksonville. It's known as FCCJ. It's FSCJ. Today we're just going to have sort of like a forum on what some people call illegal immigration. And there's a lot of varied opinions on these topics. Some people, a lot of people are Hispanic. They have Hispanic backgrounds, their families. Some people come from Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, different countries like that. Some people, they don't know much about it, but they have a very strong opinion about it. So, Mike, what do you think about this topic?
Well, I think this topic varies. The main problem now, it seems, of illegal immigration seems to stem from the inflow of immigrants from Mexico, the Mexico border, that general region. And recently, Arizona passed the immigration bill, which would seek to enforce immigration law to a much tougher extent than the feds have, because the feds have failed to enforce immigration law as of recently. So Arizona started to take it into their own hands at the states and have a different set of laws for it and to enforce those laws. What is your opinion of that?
Well, you know, I know that there's a lot of experts on CNN, Fox News, a lot of major networks that think that if the government in Arizona can get this bill right, if it's put through the system and it works, then it can be made into a model for other states, possibly send a version of it to Congress. Obviously, anything like this, if it actually goes all the way through, I'm not sure if it has actually passed, but if it goes all the way through, it would take you at least 10 years to see if it actually works, because immigration is a process. It happens over time. You have generations of family that come into the country, and then you have to measure it, and you have to take polls and see what exactly is going on with the population, with the census.
Do you think that the bill is an appropriate measure?
I don't know. I think that it's drastic for one. I did not see it coming. Obviously, I live in Florida, so I'm not very familiar with Arizona's state politics, but I didn't see illegal immigration coming from that particular state. So I think it might be a little drastic. I think only time will tell how it's going to affect the immigrants who are legal and illegal in that state.
One of the main problems with the bill is many fear that the Arizona immigration bill is a means of justified racial profiling. Many feel that the only model for investigating who is illegal or not by asking for identification is based purely on how they look, their race, what they dress like, and that is one of the fears of the Arizona immigration law. You've had many congressmen, you've had the guy from Illinois, the congressman Gold from Illinois, said it was just like Jim Crow. That's what he said.
Well, I think that you're talking about, United States of America, and the whole point of the country is that you have a whole bunch of different types of cultures, different types of people from different backgrounds, and when you have that, and then you introduce a law like this to control the illegal portion of it, it's naturally going to bring its own problems. I think, for example, you had, what you were just saying, like the Jim Crow laws back in the 1800s. Obviously, they weren't right, but at the time, the people who were in charge, which was the white man, not in a disrespectful way, or I should say the Caucasians, they thought that was the right thing to do, at least in the South. So now we have the Arizona government trying to implement this, and a lot of people think that it has tax implications. They think that those who are legal are using the valuable tax dollars, public health, schools, things of that nature. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it plays a factor. The thing about many illegals is they may use up a tax, but as a result of them being legal, they get no Social Security back. They don't really get taxes that they pay to the system back as a result of them being illegal, because they can't have services such as education, public health, all the time. also with this illegal immigration issue is the bill itself does nothing to address the reason why so many illegals come here. They come here for cheaper wage, for jobs, and unless businesses and corporations stop hiring illegals and stop the inflow of demand for cheap labor, then a bill that gives cops the ability to arrest you if you are illegal does nothing to stop the reason why they come here. So basically, you're going to have more illegals coming here, more arrests, and to say that punishment deters crime is ridiculous. You have to find out the reason why such crime happens, and the reason why the crime that is illegal immigration happens is because business and corporation want cheap labor.
Okay. There are two major issues I think with this. One of them is outsourcing jobs to other countries. Immigration is involved in that. And I think the other thing is, what is the impact of the Hispanic language? At least in the state of Florida, I know most all the states, they have a requirement that you learn a foreign language, and most of the times that foreign language, the one that's most offered, is Spanish.
It's always important to be able to connect to a different culture of people through language they speak. For instance, the governor of Alabama refuses. He's been very adamant about not really being cool with the whole idea of Spanish language being taught in being two language system, I guess, because the country seems to be moving more toward a two language, Spanish and English. Yeah. Well, he was very opposed to that, and he wants everybody to learn English and stuff, blah blah blah. Thing that happened in Arizona quite recently is very despicable. Is they've teachers, for instance, who have an accent, for instance, they've regulated that. So you have an accent, basically, you can't teach in Arizona.
Right, and obviously there's the other side to it. I've been to the University of South Florida and everything, and my physics lab instructor was from India, and most of the time when he talked to it, we had to ask him to repeat stuff, just because it was hard to understand what he said. He had such a heavy accent. And I think if you're going to regulate anything, I think it's good to learn Spanish as a second language. I think that you allow these people to come in, you should make sure that there's a system. And again, this is bureaucracy in its finest form, but you should have a system in place to where when they talk to any given person in this country, we would be able to understand what they're saying. I just think that should be a fair requirement. I know a lot of times it doesn't happen. For example, you go to New York, they have their own section of town. You go to Miami, they have their own section of town. You go to Los Angeles, they have their own section of town. Even Jacksonville, there are certain parts in town where there is Hispanic culture. So
this has been a good forum.
Y'all leave some comments. Michael Sampson, Jonathan Daniels. Talk to y'all later.
Sampson 5507, Washington, please.
All right.